What's the deal, my favorite peeps, and welcome back to Titans Review. Today we're going to be going over Absolute Carnage, #1. Oh man, bro, this is an awesome story. I know there's a lot of fans out there who thought that Carnage was completely dead and all that stuff, but there's been a couple series that came out before Absolute Carnage that explains how he was resurrected and stuff, but I'm not going to get too much into that. But if you guys really want a quick breakdown on what's going on with the resurrection and all that stuff of Carnage, you can go ahead and check out Web of Venom Funeral Pyre. This one right here, #1. And this will explain to you that about the cult that decided to resurrect Carnage and yada 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 and all that good stuff. But let's get into Absolute Carnage. And just wanted to get into it. This is the #1. It's written by Donny Cates, and art and ink and penciling and coloring and all that stuff. Brian Stegman, J.P. Maya, and Frank Martin. But the story is great so far, so good. It begins with you got Eddie Brock is basically explaining and breaking down like a quick rundown on what's going on with in the universe to his son, who thinks that he's his brother. So Eddie Brock's son thinks he's his brother because he hasn't told him that he's his father, because it'll keep him safer that way. So in the meantime, he's telling him about the whole history of the god Null, which was encased in a planet called encased by symbiotes on a planet called Clintar. And come to find out, Clintar means cage, so they caged up Null for eons and eons and eons. And now what's going on is you got Eddie Brock explaining who Null was and how he came to be and all that good stuff. You know, and this is a good quick picture and rundown on what's going on right there, and that's Null right there. And basically, what's going on in the Venom world, or you could say symbiote world, that Carnage is out to get all the codexes from all the heroes that have ever worn a symbiote suit. So that means like Wolverine, Captain America, you got Spider-Man, you got Norman Osborn, you got Norman Osborn's nephew, and there's a large list of heroes and bad guys who worn the symbiote suit. And what happens when the symbiote suit finally leaves the host, they leave behind like a little codex in their DNA. So basically, whoever owns and collects all these codexes from all these people who worn the symbiote suit are on the hit list for Carnage, because Carnage wants to collect all these codexes, and the more he can collect these codexes, the more closer he can get to the symbiote planet, which has been cut off from all the symbiotes on Earth. But in order to get reconnected to the symbiote planet Clintar, Carnage is trying to collect all the codexes from all these people. And the only way to do it is to kill them, in his eyes, you know, because we all know he's Carnage, you know. He likes to kill people. So yeah, basically he's going around and he's trying to collect up all the codexes. Right here, you can see Null in that right there. And what he wants to do is basically revive Null, bring him back to life, so that way Carnage can kill him and become God. So it's getting really deep, you know what I'm saying? So right now it's been like a while, and Eddie Brock hasn't had his symbiote suit in I don't know how many issues, we don't know, because the symbiote was stuck in the War Realms because Malekith wanted to make the symbiote suit into basically the dark sword, whatever, the symbiote sword, but he failed and all that yada 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 stuff, because that's all in War the Realms. But now basically Eddie Brock is walking through the crowd, and he's being followed by someone, and everyone thinks it's Carnage, but turns out Carnage is waiting at the train station and takes Eddie Brock by surprise and pushes him into the train tracks. Lo and behold, Venom is right there. He was the one who was following Eddie Brock because he wanted to make sure that Eddie Brock was okay, because he knows what's going on and stuff. So when when Carnage pushes Eddie Brock and his son into the train tracks, the train is coming. Venom jumps out of nowhere and says, "Eddie," and he goes and saves them by stopping the train. And here's a great layout on that artwork right there. You see how Eddie and his son is there in the train tracks, and then Venom is right there protecting them. So boom. I mean, this story's got a lot of ups and a lot of speed and a lot of action. And I'm telling you, once Carnage and Eddie start getting into it and Venom start getting into it, oh man, there you go. The only way he could stop Carnage is because Carnage has a new symbiote suit that he stole from the Grendel dragon, which is one of Noel's creatures in creations. But his symbiote is super strong, so Venom has no chance against Carnage at the moment. So the only thing he could do to get away was grab the third rail on the railroad track and electrocute Carnage and kind of like stun Carnage for the moment, so he can get a chance to get away and stuff. But the story goes on, and Eddie Brock makes it to Spider-Man's house. You know, he doesn't really want to go there. He's reluctant to go there. But he has to hide his son in a safe place, so he meets up with Peter Parker. And they go out and they talking about, what's going on with Carnage, blah, blah, blah. And then what's going on with the kid that Eddie Brock is with. And Spider-Man breaks down like, hey, yo, what's up with the kid, Whose kid is that? Why are you walking around with a kid? You're Venom, you know what I mean? And Venom's like, oh, well, Eddie is like, well, he's my son, basically. And then Spider-Man asks him, does the kid know? You know what I'm saying? This is like a big time adult moment for Spidey, because he tells Eddie, he's like, yo, bro, you got to tell this kid that you're his dad. You can't let him think you're his brother. You know what I'm saying? This is wrong, man. I grew up without a parent and da-da-da-da. You know how Spidey is. He didn't have his dad and mom and all that when he was growing up, because we know, and we lost Uncle Ben and all that stuff. But, Spidey's like, yo, this is the moment, like, you need to let him know that you're his dad. You're not his brother, you know what I'm saying? But Eddie's like, yeah, whatever, you know what I'm saying? I got to do what I got to do for at the moment, but I'll eventually tell him. And so they go on from there, and they start making the plan to go try to figure out who's doing all this and collecting people. And then, there's breaking news that all these people are dying. All of a sudden, they find them in a big pile of bodies and stuff. And among the bodies, they find General Ross, Thunderbolt Ross, because he wore the symbiote suit for a little bit too. And Eddie starts flipping out because he starts thinking about his ex. She wore the symbiote. She was the She-Venom, basically. And yeah, it's going down now. You know what I'm saying? This is an awesome book. The writing is great, and absolute carnage. I think you guys should go ahead and go get you copy number 1, issue number 1, because this is going to be a big time storyline right here. Absolute carnage. There's a lot more to this story right now, but I don't want to spoil any of this. This is good. I don't want to spoil any of this for y'all. So go ahead and get a chance. If you get a chance, go out and scoop you a copy of Absolute Carnage. And if you want to get filled in on the story, you can also get Funeral Pyre, Web of Venom, number 1. And that'll explain basically a quick rundown on the cult of Carnage, you know what I'm saying? And it'll tell you how they resurrected him and all that stuff. And by the way, that is Mania right there. She also wore the Carnage suit, but she has like some symbol that makes her, invulnerable to death or some shit like that. Some craziness. Oops, excuse my language. But anyways, y'all have a great day. I'm glad to see y'all back at Titans Reviews. Just keep on sharing my videos and give me a like down in the like section, of course, and drop a comment and ask if you guys have any questions about the story so far. You want any more details, just let me know, you know what I'm saying? And for my next episode, I'll be going over House of X and Powers of X. Oh my God. When we go over that, you guys better be ready and prepared, because everything X-Men you know is just like and you're like, what's going on here? But anyways, we got Absolute Carnage. Go out and get it. Go to your local comic book store and scoop a copy of this. And definitely it's worth it too, because I think this one's going to be worth a little bit of money here in the future, you know what I mean? This is a special story. A lot of people been waiting for Carnage to come back, and they don't know what they were going to do with it. And seems like Donny Cates got it under control, though, because I'm loving this whole story, and I'm loving the tie-ins also. So you guys have a great day, and I'll see you back here soon for the next episode of Titans Reviews. All right, y'all. See you later. Peace.